Am I overreacting for kicking out my fiancé over his secret debt? I am 32 years old, and I have spent my entire adult life working myself to the bone to secure my financial freedom. Today, I am proud to own two beautiful properties entirely outright without any financial help from anyone else. One is a charming suburban house I saved up for and bought completely on my own about 5 years ago, long before my current relationship ever existed. The second is a stunning family property I inherited 2 years ago after experiencing a major heartbreaking loss. Both places are fully paid off, meaning there is absolutely zero mortgage debt remaining on either of them. Together, they represent my entire life savings, my hard work, and my ultimate personal safety net. My fiancé is 34, and we have been together for 3 amazing years and engaged for the last 8 months. 2 years ago, as things got serious, he moved into my primary home. From day one, he has lived completely rent-free. He takes care of the grocery bills and chips in for a few basic utility costs, but that is the absolute extent of his financial contribution to our household. He also happens to earn roughly half of what I make in a year, which I never held against him because I thought we were building a life based on love, not dollar signs. But everything completely hit the fan the second we sat down to actually map out our wedding logistics. We were discussing our future, and out of nowhere, he brought up the deeds to my properties. He looked me dead in the eye and said that since we are getting married, his name needs to be legally added to both of my house deeds. His exact words were that it is simply not fair for him to live here and contribute to the household without having any actual legal ownership. He told me that if we are truly equal partners in life, we need to be completely equal on paper. I calmly told him no, that was not going to happen. But because I wanted to be fair and find a compromise, I offered a very reasonable alternative. I suggested a comprehensive prenuptial agreement that would keep both properties as my separate premarital assets. I also told him that if he truly felt uncomfortable living in a home he did not own, he could start paying a very fair, below-market rent, so we could establish a clear structure. He absolutely lost his mind and flat-out refused to even look at the prenup paperwork I brought. He claimed that even bringing up the subject means I do not trust him with our future. He insists that protecting my assets is proof that I am already planning for our inevitable divorce. He told me that asking him for rent was deeply insulting, and that it made him feel like a random tenant instead of my future husband. As the argument escalated to a breaking point, the real truth finally started pouring out between us. He finally confessed that he is secretly carrying over $40,000 in personal debt right now. This massive financial burden comes entirely from an old business venture that completely tanked 10 years ago. On top of that huge hidden debt, he also has 2 children from a previous marriage to support. He rigidly insists on sending both of them to a highly expensive private school in the area. He openly admits this choice is a massive, overwhelming financial strain on his limited monthly income. He then looked at me and coldly said that when we get married, I need to treat his kids exactly like my own. He heavily implied that he fully expects me to start pulling out my personal checkbook very soon. His ultimate goal is for me to cover their expensive private tuition costs using my own hard-earned savings. And that is when everything changed for me. I realized this was never about equality. This was a calculated financial rescue mission. I looked at this man who has been living completely rent-free under my roof for 2 long years. I realized I was being taken for a ride by a man hiding massive debt while bullying his way onto my deeds. I stood my ground and told him that I am absolutely not comfortable merging my finances or my hard-earned assets with him. I refuse to take on someone with massive hidden debt who rejects a prenup and expects me to pay for his past. I told him the engagement was officially off, and I gave him until the end of the week to pack his bags and move out of my house. Instead of reflecting on his behavior, he immediately launched a massive smear campaign. He has spent the last 48 hours frantically calling our close friends and families to cry to anyone who will listen. He is desperately claiming that I am a cold, heartless woman who is actively weaponizing my wealth just to control him. Now the immense pressure is coming from all sides, as even my own mother called me up to tell me I am being far too harsh. She insists that marriage requires sacrifice, and that I need to just swallow my pride and work it out with him. So now I'm sitting here in the home I bought with my own blood, sweat, and tears, watching him pack his things into boxes. The guilt trips are heavy, and the outside noise is deafening. Am I truly the villain here? Am I completely overreacting for kicking him out and ending our engagement over this?